really receive either.
Are you guys, the two of you, you can tell me, talking about a power shift sexually? I'm getting confused in the butch femme of what's socially constructed or what's in the bedroom. And then if it's in the bedroom, is it a power shift sexually?
Yeah, well,
like I'm more submissive, you're more dominant, or is this more reciprocal?
Well, my idea, I think my idea is that I don't think it's socially constructed. I don't think it's like an imitation of straight roles. I think that's oppressive to lesbians to say like it's that you're imitating straight people. I mean, like people have actually theorized that it's the other way around. You know, that there's guys who are imitating butch women, actually. So, and if you listen to what I read here in terms of what's being described 4,500 years ago, and this manly-hearted woman and everything, like, can't we resonate to that feels kind of butchy in some way, like, or what one might feel as like a kind of a butchy location? This needs theorizing. What can I say? But it needs not theorizing away, and not pathologizing. Okay, not theorizing away, not pathologizing. It needs, some depth of understanding, and I think this archetypal psychology is a way in, or Uranian psychology. We have to feel our way into it. And I've been, for the last 10 years doing this work, I've been frankly at the pre-Oedipal stage, okay? It's like we're just starting to have a relationship with the double figure inside. And so my capacity to theorize about it is extremely limited. But, hopefully that will grow. With, this is an invitation, like I said, for us to dialogue about what is this location? What do these words mean? What are we trying to describe here? We're trying to describe a kind of subjective experience of lesbian eros. That's what's trying to be described here, a subjective experience of lesbian eros. Now, the discussion of lesbian eros is like basically non-existent from a psychological point of view. So we have to have that conversation ongoingly. Yeah.
So to me it seems like it's trivialized by the language of butch and femme, but there's a soul longing, there's desire that's very profound and erotic that's being felt, but the only way it gets talked about is in this cartoonish way. Whether a person wears a flannel shirt or not is so absurd when talking about the depth of feeling you're talking about. So,
yeah,
butch femme is so creeped out to me compared to what you're saying,
Wow. Well, and I when I use those words, to me they have this soul resonance that you're referring to. That's me. That not all lesbians, as you can hear, feel that way.
They feel pre-Stonewall to me. Those two phrases to me, I don't even like them in my vocabulary anymore. It feels archaic.
Yeah,
it
say
feels
that
oppressive to even say you're this and you're this. I like how Joy put it. I tend to.
And people don't like the word lesbian either. But people don't like that word. And it's like, in other words, language. But I think we have to struggle because this is all we have, and I think this is an attempt to evoke this powerful soul dimension of lesbian erotic engagement, and that we can't just throw it out. That we have to struggle with the feltness of it, and I think that's very beautifully put. But this is the language that we have right now.
I like that. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, we have to, have permission to feel it, to be able to language it. Yeah, we have to be able to have permission to feel it, to be able to language it. And that's, I can feel in my own experience, the forces arrayed against trying to feel this. Trying to feel this. And yet, we could, yeah.
Oh, go on, percent.
I was just going to say, and yet there's this way, and that I felt like my dark sister, my dark twin in the Cancer. saying, you know, like, you're not taking this seriously enough. If you're going to talk about initiation, you better know what initiation is. And in gay and lesbian tradition, we have been, this is another myth of meaning, we've been the shamans of the tribe. It's our holy office or sacred office, according to Judy Braun, to have held that space. And what does it mean to be a shaman, the shaman of the tribe, if not dismemberment and confrontation with death, and being in an intimate relationship with death and dying in the spirit world, which we now call the unconscious. And so some initiation into, like, if Sandra, if you're going to talk about this stuff, like, you really better actually have a real experience of what it is and not be glib about it. And so there's love there. You know, there's somebody who wants me to be really be me and take my life and the meaning of my life and what I'm supposed to be doing as seriously as I possibly can, and to value it in a way that it's never been valued before, ever. That I was incapable of valuing the fact that I was alive. I was, every minute I had my mother going, and I completely merged with that. So, you know, this wake-up call to come into relationship with her, who's saying, you know, I love you enough to want you to be you, and here's and to be in your body, and you know, this is what this is. And you know, and it can feel very dark, getting conscious. You know, consciousness, we think like, wow, that's a groovy idea, you know, but to face into the levels and levels and levels of trauma, it is very, very challenging and can be very dark, but can also, but there's some way that it coheres a sense of I'm me that never was before. And if I'm going to try to have some kind of center, sapphic psychoanalytic center, and try to hold that in some way, I have to feel like there's a center here.
This is Jeff, you just answered in a way a question I was going to ask. Or the space I was interested in, because you were saying you're just emerging from the pre-edible. And so you're just beginning to feel, and now you're talking about what you're beginning to feel that isn't pre-edible. But just, there's something erotic going on in our adult lives, even when we're totally unconsciously pre-edible. We haven't worked it out yet. I mean, I wonder if it's what Goni said about the eroticization of early trauma. That's what I'm trying to think about, like what's happening erotically that's different, that makes us know we're not just in that pre-edible.
Yeah, how do we know that?
How does it feel?
Yeah.
You know, what's the
Feel
like?
well, I can just offer this up, that in a transference situation, for example, where I'm the client here, and there's a therapist, and we're talking, and there's a feeling that, and she's like kind of witchy to me, you know, and there's a feeling in the present moment that she and I are, it's like what the work has been pre-edible, she's my mother, but there's also this other place that like is like hot for her, but it's not really her, but it is her, but it's also like the her in my own psyche. It's her as the representative of my double, and so in the conversation between us, we're naming both the fact that between she and I is like sort of humble humans or something. There's something there that feels erotic. Okay, but at the same time, there are these teenage girls who are falling in love for the first time, and they're on horses and they're riding wild bareback into the, on Lesbos, and picnicking by the stream, and just braiding flowers in the hair, and that's the double. That's the double. So there's us, the humans, and then there's this double level that's happening. That never existed before for me. I could never even allow myself to try with another woman to say this is going on. Thank you. Okay, well, it looks like we're in our last 10 minutes and we're supposed to like, do something.
Evaluations.
Evaluation. So thank you so much for coming, and I honor all of you because I think this